Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my empties for the month of December. It was a good month for empties for me. I am going to give some of that credit to my good friend Christelle over in France. She has become a panning coach to me over the last couple of months, so thank you Christelle for helping me out. It really seemed to make a difference, which is amazing because you can only use up stuff so much, but it just gave me that extra focus to finish off a couple things. It also inspired me to look for some samples that had been kicking around and get them used up and moved out. So there's quite a few samples in this lot. But yes, I have 25 empties, so let's get into it. I'm gonna start with my body empties because they're closest to me. For the body, I finished off one hand cream from Neutrogena. It's just a little sample. I've been going through these quite quickly because there's not a ton of product, but this is good. This is a really good product. I need to check and see if this is still being sold because I've had these. I actually received these samples from a friend, so I don't know how long they've been around, but this is a great little thing to have in your purse and apply during the winter when your hands are getting dry. Like I get in the car, I know I have a 40-minute car ride, I put this on and let it soak in while I'm driving, and my hands feel protected and moisturized. So I really have been enjoying those samples this month. I also finished the sample of deodorant from the brand Native. New Holy Grail deodorant, guys. Finally found it. I would highly recommend this deodorant to anyone. I believe it is sold at Target. I received the sample from a Pinch Me box, which is a company that sends out samples in exchange for your review. The scent I got is coconut and vanilla, which is lovely. I love it. Funny story. I was talking to a coworker about my natural deodorant fails and flops. Like I keep trying different natural deodorants and none of them are working long term. And I've talked about this before, but basically every other natural deodorant lasts for about 5 days and then I start smelling funky. So I go back to a deodorant with aluminum for a couple days and then I go back to the natural deodorant for about 5 days until I start smelling funky again. It's a very frustrating process. I never feel like I'm quite getting to the point where I've eliminated a deodorant with aluminum from my routine, which is the goal. I use this day after day after day, week after week after week, never got funky. There were days. The thing about these deodorants is they're not antiperspirants, so they don't keep you from sweating completely. If you are trying to never, ever, ever sweat, you have to get an antiperspirant, and odds are that antiperspirant has aluminum in it. That's what keeps you from sweating. But if you can get used to the fact that you still will sweat, but you're not going to smell bad, this is the one. I have a few more natural deodorants in my house that I've previously bought that aren't working as good as this one, but I want to use them up first before I buy the full size of this one. But I would definitely recommend this product to all of you seeking a natural deodorant that actually works. Oh, I forgot to tell the story about my coworker. So I was complaining to my coworker about the fails of natural deodorants, and she says the only one that I found that works for me is a brand called Native. And I was like, Native? What's Native? I've never even heard of that. And I'd like to think that I'm kind of, aware of what's going on the natural deodorant scene because I've been doing this for like a year and a half. She's like, yeah, it's a really good brand. She's like, I order it online. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. She's like, yeah, it's the only thing that works for me. I've tried all those brands that you mentioned. She said, I've tried them all. They don't work. Native works. And I was like, okay, I'll have to look into that down the road. I come home. It's in my Pinch Me box for the month. I could not believe the sample was in my box like the same day that she had mentioned it at work and told me that it was a good deodorant to try. So I'm so glad that Pinch Me sent me the sample and I got to try it because it really is as good as my coworker said it is. I have 2 perfume empties for this month. They're both little samples, so nothing major getting out of the way, but I finished off this MAC Creme de Nude perfume sample. I really like the scent. It's a beautiful scent. I don't know if I'll ever buy the full size, but I do like these kind of scents that are kind of vanilla-y, and yeah, I love vanilla, so it's a good scent. I like it. I also finally finished this Marc Jacobs Decadence. I featured this in a top 3, bottom 3 video a few months ago, and it was a bottom 3 because it was so strong that it was like making my throat tickle and I would start coughing. It was like way too strong for everyday wear. And the truth is, I need a perfume for every day. I'm not going out. I'm not like doing fancy things. I just need a perfume that I could wear every day. But I had it in my Grey's Anatomy project pan and I had the samples, so I wanted to finish off the sample. And the good news is I kind of built a tolerance for it. And it's a beautiful scent. I never had a complaint about the scent. The scent is lovely. It was just too strong, but I did build up a tolerance for wearing this and I really did learn to appreciate it. I'm still glad it's gone, but as I used it more and more through the month, I really started to appreciate it and almost enjoy it, so still glad it's gone. Okay, let's move on to the products I finished that I used on my face for the month. I finished off a face wash from Olay. It's kind of a beat up bottle, but I loved the face wash. I thought the wash itself was very good. I did not like this bottle. It had this little like vacuum right there, and so you really had to squeeze hard to get any product out, and then I often felt like I squeezed out too much or more than I needed. Like I could have used half as much as that squeezed out, but I couldn't really control it that well. So as much as I enjoyed this face wash, I can't deal with this packaging. It's just too much for me. But yeah, the Olay Total Effects 7 Revitalizing Foaming Cleanser. It worked great. It worked fine around my eyes. It did a good job taking my makeup off. I've been double cleansing a lot lately. I've been going in with some kind of an oily balm or Pond's cold cream first, and then I go in with a cleanser like this that's foaming and bubbly to get all the makeup and the oils off of my face. And this paired nicely with both of those oily cleansers, so good stuff. I also finished off 3 samples of the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Extra Strength Daily Peel. I also received this in a Pinch Me box, so I need to look at where I can buy this, if it's available at Ulta or Sephora, because I think I would like to repurchase this down the road. These were good. I would not recommend this if you're under the age of 35. You just don't need this kind of a product in your life. This is a daily peel. It's a chemical peel, so it's 2 steps. So in each of these packets, there was one wet pad that was an exfoliate and smooth treatment, and then a second pad that you applied afterwards that was like a neutralizer. So basically all the acids are in the step 1, and you rub them all over your face until the pad is drying out and your face is covered, and then you're gonna start to feel it. You will feel a burning sensation, but then you use this and you apply it everywhere you applied this one, and it neutralizes it and makes it go away. I had to be very careful because if I applied it too much around like right here, I would get some like flaky skin a few days later. But other than that, I thought it did a really good job at treating fine lines and wrinkles, which is what I'm dealing with. I just thought my skin looked younger and smoother after I used these, and I thought it was worth it. I bet they're expensive. I'm not sure, but I used all 3 samples and I really enjoyed this product, and I would definitely buy it again. I also finished the sample of the Body Shop Tea Tree Serum, I believe this is. Yeah, facial serum. Thought it was good. I think I got 2 days use out of it, so I don't have much of an opinion about it, but I thought it was good. You guys know how happy I am to have this Real Chemistry 3-minute peel out of my life. It was in my 12 Pans of Christmas project, so not only did I finish it by the end date of that project, but I don't ever have to look at you again, and I'm okay with that. So good riddance. I didn't think it did anything. I thought it was a waste. I got it in an Ipsy bag like a year or 2 ago. Bye-bye. I finished my Clinique Take the Day Off cleansing balm. This is in my oldie but goodie project pan. I think it had like 1 day's use left after my last update, but it is officially gone now. I do think this product is really good. I could see myself buying it with like Ulta points throughout the year because it's probably more money than I'd like to spend on a face wash product, but it is good. I'm working on my Pond's cold cream now, so I don't need to buy this yet, but once that Pond's cold cream is gone, plus another product or two that I have, I would consider buying this. And I also finished this Clinique Daily Eye Saver Eye Cream, or it was actually a gel. I thought this was really, really good. I said in my, was this in my Oldie But Goodies Project Pan too? I think it was. I said in my update that I really do think Clinique does a good job with eye creams and gels, and I meant that. I really like this. This was handed down to me from a friend who was decluttering it, but yeah, I really like this and I thought it was good. I also finished my Paula's Choice Clinical 1% Retinol Treatment. This is in my Grey's Anatomy Project Pan, and unfortunately it's been sitting around my house for a couple years getting old, so I don't know if it was effective any longer, but I wanted to just use it up. Hopefully it had some thing going on in it still. I don't know. I wasn't able to measure my progress on this as I was using it because there's an airless pump and the packaging is pretty opaque. Somebody gave me a tip on how to like take this packaging apart, but I really never got around to it. But it's gone. Nothing will pump out anymore. Nothing's really pumping out anymore. So I don't know if I'll buy that again or not. I originally bought this a couple years ago because Wayne Goss recommended it, but I'll have to see what kind of retinol treatments are out there. Right now I'm using a retinol oil from Strivectin that I received from Influencer, and I think that's really good. So I have another retinol product to work on in the meantime, and yeah, I'm just really glad this is gone. Okay, I have several hair care products that were empties this month, and I do not consider myself a hoarder of hair care products, but I'm also not always the best about using up hair care products. Like if I get them in, they might sit in my house for a decade before I use them up. So I'm trying to be vigilant about using these products up and moving them out in a timely fashion so that I don't develop this hair care graveyard, because I really don't use a lot of product in my hair from day to day. So it's good to use these things up and move them out if I'm not going to need them long term. So first I finished off this Garnier Whole Blends shampoo and conditioner sample. This is another sample I received from Pinch Me, but I do really enjoy this line of shampoo and conditioner. I think it's good. The problem is that with my purple hair, I have some very specific hair care needs as far as cleansing and conditioning. So I have to be very choosy about what products I am buying for my hair to maintain the purple. Otherwise it'll just wash out and my purple will disappear. So I don't plan to buy this anytime soon, but if you have any other hair color besides purple, I would probably recommend this because I do think it's a really nice shampoo and conditioner. It has a really nice scent. I just can't use this stuff with my purple hair. What I do use for my purple hair is this Viral Extreme Purple Color Wash. And this is basically what gives me my purple hair color. When I leave the salon every couple months, my hair is dyed purple, but it's a very subtle purple. But every 4 days or so, I wash my hair with this, and it's a shampoo that it will clean your hair, but it is a dye. It is a shampoo and a dye together. And this is what gives me my purple hair color over like the 2 months in between my haircuts and colors. I buy this off of Amazon. It costs like 30 bucks, which is horrifying for somebody who used to always buy Suave shampoo. But it lasted like, I bought this in April, so it lasted over 6 months, right? Yeah, it lasted over 6 months, so I guess it's worth it. I've already bought a new one because the purple hair isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so I really need this to maintain my color in between trips to the salon. I also finished a conditioner, Suave. I love Suave. My hair is very simple, aside from the fact that it's purple. My hair doesn't have a lot of special needs, so I always used to buy Suave shampoo. It's super cheap, it does the job, and I could use that money I saved on makeup. This is one of the bargain sizes. I got it on clearance at Meijer. It was a great deal and I enjoyed it, but it's gone. I finished the sample of It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In Keratin. This is a great like after shower conditioning spray. I thought it was really good. I actually finished it a few months ago. I refilled the bottle with a different spray and conditioner, and I pretty much used that all up too. Then I dumped it back in the original bottle, doing my crazy mix-up stuff. But yes, this is gone. It's getting out of the bathroom before 2019. I definitely recommend this product if you have curly hair that gets very knotty. I'd recommend it for any of you with little girls who don't like to have their hair brushed. This is a really good product. And then finally, I finished my Burt's Bees Baby Bee Apricot Baby Oil. This was in my A to Z project pan. And I only use this in my hair after the days that I washed it. I thought this was a good oil, but it's not something I'm looking to repurchase. I have no idea if it's even still sold or made because I've had this forever and ever and ever. So it's really good to get this out of my house. Okay, I have one nail polish empty. This is an e.l.f. nail polish. It doesn't have a name. It was part of a like Christmas gift set. But it was the teal shade that was in my 2020 Vision Project pan. So I'm really happy to have an empty for that project. And I'm happy to be down one more nail polish. Unfortunately, the quality of this e.l.f. polish is total caca. So I don't plan to ever buy e.l.f. polish ever. But it's not something they normally sell on their website during the year anyways. It seems to be something they just come up with around the holidays. So I don't have to worry about it. Just glad it's gone. I have like 10 more of these somewhere in the house. We're on to the makeup empties. I have 6, which I'm really happy about. The first one is a little sample from the brand Black Up. And this was a base perfect mattifying primer. It looked like this. I think I got the sample from Sephora for one of my purchases. I was a little nervous to try this because I was worried it was going to be just a silicone kind of primer, which I don't like. But actually I thought this was really good and worth looking into further. If it's still available at Sephora, I'm not even sure. I don't ever hear anything about this brand, but I thought it was good, and it's the brand Black Up. I also finished my highlighter slash setting powder that has been in my Birthstone Beauty project. I originally thought this was a highlighter, and when I put it in the project in January, I thought I was going to be using it as a highlighter, and it was just too subtle for a highlighter, so I started using it as an under eye setting powder, and then I started using it as an all over setting powder for my face, and it was fine. It was so subtle that it worked as an all over setting powder, so that's how I used it up. It feels really good to have a pan this size out of my magnetic palettes and to be able to get this out before inventory time. By the way, inventory time might be coming a little later than I'd hoped. I was hoping to have my inventory pictures and videos filmed and posted by now, but looking at my schedule, it might not be till like January 12th. It's gonna be a little bit later than I'd hoped. So for those of you that have been waiting for my inventory pictures, it's gonna be a little bit late this year. I also finished the sample of the Tarte primer. This is the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I talked about this in my 12 Pans of Christmas finale, so if you want to get my thoughts about this product, you can watch that video. I've decided to call it quits on this IT Cosmetics Tightline Mascara. I generally am a fan of the brand IT Cosmetics, and Candy Johnson recommended this mascara years ago. It's been on my wish list for years. So when it went half off at Ulta during like one of the 21 Days of Beauty, I snagged it because $24 is a lot of money for a mascara, but I thought 12, okay, I can do it. I was always disappointed in this product. I didn't think it did anything. I still catch videos where people are raving about this because of the tiny wand and how you can really get into some really difficult spaces that most mascaras can't do, but this doesn't do anything for me. I coated my lashes over and over and over, and it doesn't look like I did anything to them. So I've been using this for the last couple months, trying to get the most out of it. But this morning I used it, and I was just like, you know what? I'm done with you. I'm done. So he's going. I also finished my Ulta lip oil. This was also in my 12 Pans of Christmas project, so I talk about it more there also, but I'm really glad to have a lip product out. So yes, good stuff. And then finally, I finished my Benefit Watts Up Cream Highlighter Deluxe Sample. This lasted almost a year. And as much as I like this as a cream highlighter, it has completely deterred me from ever considering buying the full size. Because if a sample could last a year, how long will the full size last? I had depotted what was remaining in this little tube into this little empty lip balm container, so I brought this out just to show you guys that it is empty. So yeah, I really thought this was a good cream highlighter. I just wouldn't spend $30 on the full size because the deluxe sample lasted a year. I also think that Lunch Bunny from ColourPop it's one of their Super Shock highlighters, is the equivalent of this, and it only costs like $8. So I would buy that before buying the full size of this one any day. But I'm really glad to have this out in an empty. Feels good. I'm not counting this. I just wanted to show you guys that. So yeah, 25 empties for the month of December. I will have a video coming up in the next couple weeks about all of the makeup, nail polish, and perfume that I finished during 2018. I'm gonna do a separate video showing you all of that. There's no skincare or hair care or like face like wash stuff included in that video because that stuff gets tossed at the end of the month. But I did save makeup, nail polish, and perfume empties during the year of 2019. So look out for a video showing you what all that looks like in the next week or so. All right, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.